let's get started here. Tonight's project is going to be switching over Dylan Lauenstein's 25 wrap over to his new look. This is something you don't see a lot of designers do, so I thought it would be a cool one to experiment with and actually show off what we do to update a wrap from one year to the next. We'll be getting feedback from the customer while we go, so any pauses I apologize for up front. Let's try to show this off a little bit, kind of what they got going on for colors and stuff, you know, MD3, white nose, ABC, white tail, little stuff like that. So that's what we'll be referring to back and forth while this gets drawn up. It's as politically incorrect as you can possibly be. And that's what we like about Dylan. He's on black chrome and flow green wool slick. I would say that on every wrap, typically spend 5 to 10 minutes making sure that the template's set up. It's something that I don't think is done across the board for people to actually go through and make sure all of the details of the car are correct, but I like to make it so when we have the canvas set, we know what the final product's going to look like. We know what the canvas is actually going to look like rather than going into this blind. And there's a lot of different ways to do wraps properly, and got no problem with any way that you might do it differently. We're gonna have some fun with this one though. White template, and he does not want any IMCA contingencies on his car this year. We do not need to make contrasting rockers. Yeah, I would say that if you wanted to scroll down on this video on YouTube and find the show note captions or whatever they're called, I'm going to mark a set time when I have all of this cleaned up and the template switched over. This would be a great time to just kind of fast forward everything that needs to happen. Maybe that's what we'll do. Not sure how a lot of the editing stuff works yet, but we're learning. Along for the ride. MD3 kit, white area, so it sounds like we're switching the entire car kind of from the black look to a white look. Not doing the gradient thing this year. Switching over to Paisley. Going to be a little bit more popular. I believe we have another new Paisley pattern. Could be wrong. Paisley is a tricky one. Kind of the handkerchief bandana look. Maybe this is ours. Hue. Gray. Overlay some white. He wants okay. Green numbers and a Pickle Man mascot. Oh my god, it's terrible. Asking him now, is that the paisley pattern and size and color that you're hoping for the base? Then we need what's he doing for sponsors? We can go there while we're waiting to hear back. Daffer hay grinding. Left front. LD. Up here. Two sides are gonna match. Lauenstein, Norder, and Peterson. Cowman. Geneva Tire, I believe that's a new sponsor. Village View Farms. Charger and 10A are getting moved. Alright, he is good with the background pattern. Paisley pattern. It's interesting. Peterson, LP, and Norder. Those are all obviously gonna have to be smaller. Geneva Tire, we did get a logo for it. That's a terrible logo to try to fit onto a quarter panel. And it's a JPEG. Mascot dude is gonna have to get rebuilt big time. I might end up redoing a lot of these sponsors too. but I like to just get them fitted for now. So we'll have a good point to build off of. Who else uses the keyboard a ton when designing? I got an interesting dilemma going on here. What do we do with this odd little duck? We're gonna see if we can't get generative fill to finish his feet, so at least he's not just cut off on the bottom. I'm curious about running it through like ChatGPT or AI and just having it completely rebuilt, because this looked like it was drawn by hand in the 70s, and then a picture was taken of a sign, and then it was rasterized, and then that raster got a picture taken of it, and it was rasterized again. And honestly, I'm not really sure what to do with this. That's not it. That'll work. I like that one. Man, it does some weird stuff though. Boom. Honestly, it's not gonna. Oh, I can't do it. I use the snipping tool a lot. And it's gonna be difficult not having the option to use the snipping tool to grab stuff and send it back and forth, kind of like sending images to Dylan as we're going right now, checking on the Paisley pattern, and we designed kind of a pickle up for him, a new mascot for him, and just don't have the option to use the snipping tool. Is a little bit tough for me. Be alright. Let's just give it the prompt. Maybe I'll pull this over. It's ChatGPT, and as well share this one as well. Let's give it the prompt. Let's just see what it spits out. I actually use the service for ChatGPT, so it remembers a lot of the chats, and I have a lot of the prompts set up. So I think for me, I can actually skip giving it a lot of information and it still, for the most part, kind of gets what I'm asking it for, which is obviously hugely beneficial. Do kind of have an idea for what we want to do for the graphic on this. It's not going to make any difference for where I land the number or how we land the number. His feedback for the color, the style. Let's see, he said white tail. Alright. Alright, let's see how the Geneva tire project's going. Oh, I was wrong on the chrome. So, copy image. You have to resubmit the image a lot, which is kind of strange. Try a fresh prompt on this, see if we can get that a little bit better. Missed that one by about a mile. Did want to switch over to a green number. I feel like we're switching all the way back to here. I'm gonna rebuild this from scratch. Seems like we're constantly changing how to rebuild. Numbers. I'm gonna wait. I would like to give him a all new number font. We've used the same one for the whole time. Try doing something like this. It was a no-go. Maybe we did it for a year. Hobby popper days. Checking back in on that. Ooh, I do feel alive. Alright. Alright, so the look that he's going for is something where it kind of breaks in from the white front to a black tail. And he's not interested in going with mismatched nose and tail colors because it's been bad juju for him. So at the end of this black, if you look at it, you know, kind of three-dimensional look, it's going to switch from black straight to white right there. And it's going to have an all black deck lid and then just a white tail. Alright, good enough. Asking about number font right now. We can get that pickle brought over. That's interesting. This or asking him if I can make the transition from this to this. Real tread, real wheel, crosshatch pattern, some dimension between the leg and the tire. Seems in. Might be on board. Might have to get the approval from honestly, that's just AI shit, yes. Get him back up to where he's supposed to. Do you guys actually take the time to label stuff, or are you running around blind? With just layers that are like this as well. Do I use it a lot? Hopefully the music's coming through, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of times here where I just kind of go silent for a little while. I don't know how much room I'll have before I get to the number. This. How in the fuck do I get this back to white? Oops. Desktop 2025 build stuff, gradient vector, seamless background pack, nose transition. I need to label my shit better. I don't like that one. Do this file. Yeah. Asking him which one of these he likes. It's just going to be a transition piece to get us from black back to white. There's really no wrong answer. Any of them work fine. I just need to know which one he wants me to roll with. And reworking outlines, still going to be one of the main game plans. Gave up on doing the chrome around stuff, so that would all be able to switch back over to a green. And kind of lose some of the contrast. Gang, gang. Let's see, we got Paisley. Let's see if we can't get some Paisley in here. Ooh, I don't like that much. Difference. Still gonna need the hue. Let's go this way with it. Man, it's just too much contrast. That gray kind of looks cool. Let's go about in there. Overlay. And then just go. Yes. love being lazy. Well, let's actually add a little bit to this. Demon Decals. The music that's playing in the background comes through for you guys when you're watching this. Doing a whole lot there. Gradient white feels good there. Rebuild that. We got something solid to work with here. That's not where that's supposed to go. Yeah, I could go with that. So the tricky thing is that the green won't be that bright. Ugly fucking green. Let's go chrome. Let's thicken that at all. All drop shadows at 130 degrees. Why? No fucking idea. A lot of interest in trying to make this more gradient. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I might just leave it alone. Trying to do anything like that's gonna look like garbage. Just keep it clean. Say that more than I used to. Keyboard shortcuts. In case anybody's wondering, edit, keyboard shortcuts. If you message me, I'll tell you what I use for mine, but honestly, it's dealer's choice. I think I like it. I don't normally lean stuff that far. Feeling it this time. It's not a lot of rules for silly dilly. If he has anything on the rockers. Leave rockers open. I turned myself into a pickle, Morty. Boom. Big reveal on the pickle. Alright, let's see. Lost the decals logo somewhere. Got that back. Alright, 10A fab. Haven't seen where that goes. Custom. Customer seems relatively pleased with what we got. Customer, that sounds funny. Green hits the pillar. Back. Delete that fish. Thinking maybe black roof? No. I don't think so. Could be wrong. But I don't think a black roof is going to work. Bitch. Hopefully Norder Supply is a team player. Doesn't mind part of their logo being covered up by Dylan's pickle. We were on our way to Texas to race in Enduro a couple years ago. And I had just switched over to a new truck, and I'd hauled a half-ton our trailer with half-ton pickups before. Never really had a whole lot of problem with it. And we got started, and I was all over the place. I was white knuckling it. And Dylan lives about 2 hours south of us on our way to Texas. We were about half an hour into the trip, and I messaged him and I said, "Hey dude, is there any chance that I could borrow your truck for the weekend?" And in typical Dylan fashion, he said, "Yeah, no problem." And we had 8 miles in the tank. We had to fuel up right away, but this old Ford got us all the way there, saved us a ton of time, efficiency, really bailed us out of the pickle. I owe this dude quite a debt of gratitude, really, for just being a pretty solid dude all around. Goofy fucker, but pretty solid dude. We'll get that bleened up a little bit, just since that's black and white, black and white, black and white back there. That's tough to make anything show up well off of. It looks kind of cool. Thinking black roof. I'm still weighing my options on how we're gonna switch this to having a black roof, or if it's worth even attempting it. But it would be impossible. Let's see, where are we at real quick? Awesome pickle, but I think that I like the idea of the pickle doing the thumbs up on the number better. Somehow I got the pickle inside of my template. Dang. to the best of us. Let's go the hood. Do not see. Livingston's turning it off. The charger's stuck inside of the template too. I'm disappointed in myself right now. Right there. And this is the bad part about designing stuff in. Look at that quality, just dog shit. I don't like all those layers. I've seen people that send us over AI files, and they probably make sense. Adobe Illustrator files, and even some of the guys that do Photoshop, they were just trained differently. And you know, inside of layer 5, you open it up, and it's got all of these layers inside of it. They've got layers split up inside of it, and it's just not for me. To each their own, of course. Just for me, it seems like fairly undesirable. Extra stuff going on. That'll look good. I'm pulling up a Make-A-Wish logo right now. I'm actually seeing it's kind of like seeing it two different ways. Let's see what the actual Make-A-Wish Foundation logo looks like. That's the clean one. Yeah. If you look up the Make-A-Wish logo, there's just a lot of different ways that it's been done. I think we got this coming together. We'll need room for all of them. Let's keep this open. Black, update list, referred to by Ray Charles. I couldn't make that up. That's literally what it says. Referred to by somebody, Ray Charles. Needing it by yesterday. Fantastic. I think that that's probably about it. May have some updates, some changes to make. I think we're gonna call that good. Yeah. Keeping it bugging.